what's up guys, Zelda1 here, bringing you guys another Call of Duty World War II video. And today guys, I'm bringing you a nuclear gameplay as well as some tips to how to get your first nuclear or get you more nuclears in Call of Duty World War II. But before we get into that, if you could always drop a like button down below before we get into it, that'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, let's get right into this. Now first things first, I got a nuclear guys, and this took a lot of time to get, but luckily I had a good game with a couple people who were just absolutely not even remotely good at the game, so that really helped me out because I kept coming back in this one room. But that brings me to my first thing, and that is just kind of game modes to help you get your first nuclear. Now, in my opinion, the best game modes to get it are Hardpoint, Domination, War, and Kill Confirmed. Every other game mode, in my opinion, is stupid and just they just aren't gonna help you with that. Yes, they're challenges like TDM, you can possibly do it. Like I can understand that, but for me, that means you have to get basically a third of the kills in the game, which depending on your teammates, you have good kids in your lobby, and if you don't have good people in your lobby, you'll get killed by score streaks. So in my opinion, TDM is really not the way to go with it. But right now, in this gameplay, as you can see, we're in hardpoint using the PPSH with a drum mag and a quick draw, and I think I had a foregrip on it, with primed and using airborne. Now that's basically the class setup I used. If you want to use that, you can. I actually encourage you to use it because that's what helped me out the most. But I think the main thing that helped me out with this class is just the fact that I have airborne and primed. Because having the less flinch and having the suppressor is really, really useful in my opinion. And I really liked it for this class. And I just feel like any SMG in these objective game modes is more, it's like, I feel like it's better than using an assault rifle unless you're using like the STG or the bar. But but there's a couple other assault rifles I guess that are useful, but I mean those are my favorite to use. Now, leading out of the game modes here, let's get into how to play the maps. In my opinion, when it comes to playing maps for nuclears, you have to play the center of the map that has a choke point. If there's a choke point that everyone walks through all the time, get in a place where you can watch it from all angles, especially if there's this double building like on Saint Pierre du Mont right here on this map. It's my favorite map to get kill streaks on and everything else. They are easy to get on this map because you sit in this building and the hard point goes around you, then goes in the middle, and people are spawning around it, trying to run through the middle area and the middle roads, and you can just completely knock them down. But what you'll also see in this gameplay is that I'm picking up other people's weapons. Now, a lot of people don't do this. They don't think, oh, why I don't need to pick it up. I have plenty of ammo. In my opinion, after you kill a couple people, like for me, the PPSH, I was running low towards the end of this gameplay. I needed to have a different weapon, so I picked up an STG, which is probably the best thing I could have picked up. I'm not saying go and grab another PPSH, just grab an STG, grab something that you don't have. Like try to grab an assault rifle or something because it will really help keep you alive. Especially for me, like if you watch the gameplay here, I'm peeking through a window with an STG that's far range, but when I see a guy on my minimap near inside, I swap to the SMG. Sometimes I might just leave the PPSH on if a guy has no idea I'm there. But basically, being able to pick up a person's weapon for a weakness that you have, like if you're using a shotgun or you're using an SMG or using a sniper rifle. If I'm using a sniper, I'm on a good kill streak. I'm gonna pick up a SMG or an assault rifle to help me stay alive more because I just feel like people are gonna start rushing me more now they know where I am. So I'm gonna pick up a weapon that'll help me be, stronger and get more kills. So that's a really good tip I think you should try to use for going for your nuclears. Now these tips aren't crazy in depth, but they're just little tips I help that should help you. They're like the small things. Sometimes the small things can really help. So I'm hoping to give you guys some of those. And if you are enjoying these so far, feel free to subscribe. That will be greatly appreciated. Okay, so going on to our next tip here, I really do think it's important to go for your kill streaks. Now we're not trying to drop a nuke, we're trying to drop a nuclear medal. So what that means is that you should not be trying to use score streaks like just a UAV and a counter UAV. Unless you're trying to do both of those and trying to get the nuke and go for unstoppable, which I guess you could do because once you drop the nuke, you'll get it. But I mean, or you'll just try to do it. But if you're not trying to go for that, you're trying to go for the regular nuclear medal, I suggest using these three score streaks. Recon plane, obviously, because the recon plane is pretty much broken in this game, in my opinion. I love it. The only way they'd be hidden from it is from the mountain class, which is hit or miss. It's one of my favorites, but it's not always the best thing. And then another thing you can use is the fighter pilot and basically the bomb drop thing. I forget the name. It's like the Predator missile. I guarantee you guys know what I'm talking about. It's blanking on me right now. Those two score streaks are so easy to get. Get a couple kills. UAV or the recon plane comes around. You go in, use them again, and those kill streaks guarantee you anywhere between 2 to 3 kills every time. It's an indefinite 1 kill, pretty much a 2 kill, and then if you're lucky, and then if you're pretty good, 3 kills, depending on the spawns, which is I think is pretty much priceless. Especially if you get both of them, they're like right around the same amount of points to get, which means you can get them more consistently and just drop constant havoc on the enemy team, which I think is a really good thing. So those two score streaks, those three actually, are the best you can be using to help get your nuclear medals and everything else. Now, I think it's going to be one of my last tips here, and that is going to be gun control and aim and using your aim sensitivity to your advantage here. Now, I see a lot of people do in this game that get them killed. They don't aim down sights around corners. You gotta aim down sights around corners, and you want to look at a corner like a piece of pie in a way. It's really weird a thing, but it's just you have to do it. You don't want to take a direct corner around it. You want to kind of round the corner. You want to round the corner, and you want to aim down sights around it and aim where you know people are gonna be. But this takes a lot of time from knowing map design for people like to go. So if you know where okay, someone likes to sit here a lot, I'm aiming in that area. So if a guy is there, I'm going to shoot them. Now, that tip is really good. And another one is don't sprint all the time. Sprinting around corners is your worst enemy. Because even if a guy is walking and you're sprinting around a corner, even if you get the first shot off, this guy is going to kill you because he has the gun. All he has to do is a short ADS time from walking than from sprinting. So if he's anywhere decent, he's gonna kill you, which will absolutely suck. So those are my good tips for this game. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed these tips and this gameplay in the background. I'm probably gonna let the gameplay go out all the way to the nuclear. So stay tuned and maybe watch that around. If you don't want to, you can always just click off. And as always, you can always drop a like, a comment, what else you want to see. I'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Crack it.